It's Fitzgerald Lester from the Institute of High-End Groomers at It's a G Thing. It's a G Thing is the hottest salon in the country. Now, those of you who don't know about It's a G Thing is the largest salon in America. When I say the largest, I have a 15,000 square foot salon with 40 chairs, a coffee bar, a pedicure lounge, massage rooms. I just have everything at It's a G Thing. But the reason for my conversation with you tonight is about the building of a six-figure income. How many barbers and how many stylists are out there who are not making six figures? What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to talk to you about the six-figure mind. What is the six-figure mind? The six-figure mind is the mind of an individual who's constantly thinking about making six figures. And I know as a barber, as a stylist, you're constantly saying, how can I make six figures? How can I make $100,000? And is it really possible? But here at the Institute of High-End Groomers, we have a course that we call the Six-Figure Mind that will teach you how to make six figures. And what you're going to need is something that I call the 4 pillars of success. The 4 pillars of success, what are the 4 pillars of success? Well, you need the 4 pillars of success to develop six-figure income. And those 4 pillars are commitment, consistency, reliability, and professionalism. Whatever order you choose to put them in, but you're going to need those 4 things. So let's start with commitment. Now, a commitment is a state or an instant of being impelled to a cause. And now, that is one of Webster's definitions. And the reason why I chose that definition, because that definition, it kind of represents who I am and what I'm doing, represents my commitment. You know, I chose that definition because it best describes my journey. You know, dedication, devotion, loyalty through allegiance to my craft. Basically, when I talk about allegiance to my craft is my clippers, my scissors, my outliners, my straight razor, and my dynamic products made by Fitzgerald Lester, the hottest products in the country. If you haven't seen or used our products, you need to get in touch with us to get some of those products. But when we talk about commitment, are you really committed? Are you committed to making that six figures? How do you make six figures? What's the formula? Here at the Institute of High-End Groomers, we have a formula that I have designed that will teach you how to make six figures. Because six figures is something that we all long for. Because as a barber, as a stylist, we find ourselves in this business, in this industry, really not earning what we have earned in the past. Because in the past, a barber, a hairstylist, they had a certain level of respect. People respected us for our craft, for the things that we brought to them. Because really, we're image consultants. Because how many times have you gotten an individual in your chair and you looked at that person and you just said to yourself, Lord, I am going to need a miracle to make this person look good. And what you do is, because of your commitment and your consistency and your reliability and professionalism, you know that you have the tools to make that person look how you know it's going to be hard to make them look, but you're going to make it happen. You're going to make that miracle. You're going to be that wizard that is going to get Alice out of Wonderland, because you're about to work a wonder. Because how many times has a woman come in the shop and those cucklebugs were so tight on the back of her neck that you was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do for her? How many times as a barber, a guy came into your shop and he had those beady beads, or his hair was overly curly, and you knew that you had to give him a style that was going to complement the image that he was trying to achieve. Sometimes individuals really don't have what it takes to look the way that they want to look. So that's where masters and specialists like us come in. For instance, you always hear those women, oh, I want my hair all the way down my back. And you're looking at it, you're saying, if I stretch this hair, you'll be lucky if it comes 6 inches off of your scalp. But what you do, you get you some hair, you weave it into the head, and when she leaves, she's looking so nice that if people are looking at her like, hey Sarah, is that you? Lily Bell, how you looking so sexy? And she's gonna say, because I went to Mary Jane or Sue. Or what about the guy that comes in and he needs that line sharp? He wants his shape up looking really good. And you're constantly producing masterpieces day in, day out, every week, every day, every night. You're just a masterful individual who has mastered your craft. But the problem is, you're mastering your craft, but are you being compensated for the worth of what you're doing? What is the real value of the service that you offer? Again, you may have heard me in other lectures where I spoke about the value of a gallon of gas. Let's go back to 1971. In 71, President Nixon, he took the dollar off the gold standard. And when he took that dollar off the gold standard, the dollar began to fall. And as the dollar began to fall, that's when that thing called inflation. Inflation began to kick in because the dollar had no real value that was quantifiable, because now the dollar was just worth whatever they said it was worth because it was backed by nothing. So in that mayhem of economic instability of the dollar, the barber, the hairstylist, they kind of got lost in that. In them getting lost, they found themselves just staying consistent with the $10 haircut, just staying consistent with the $35, $45 hairstyle. So as a result, as inflation kicked in, the barber and the hairstylist began to lose their true value. Because if you go back, 1980, a gallon of gas was, I don't know, what, $1 and change? All I know, in 1980, you could get 16 gallons of gas, or nearly 16 gallons of gas, for $10. And if you wanted to buy a brand new Mercedes Benz, you could get that for $13,000. A Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Y'all remember them long Cadillacs, real long, with the big front, big back, big trunk. You know, brother leaning to the side with a big crazy hat with his afro. Well, that same Cadillac Coupe de Ville at the time was only $6,500. So let's take it from a barber perspective. A barber who was making $10 a head, he could do 100 heads a week and make $1,000. So that meant in 6.5 weeks, he did enough revenue where he could actually purchase a Coupe de Ville. You understand? If he did 13 weeks, he could purchase a Mercedes Benz. So now when you look at it today, that same barber who's still charging $10, how many heads would he have to cut to purchase a Mercedes Benz? How many heads would he have to cut to purchase a Cadillac Coupe de Ville, which I know they no longer produce them, but a Cadillac, the latest Cadillac of the day? How many heads would he have to cut to buy 16 gallons of gas? So notice what I'm doing. I'm showing you where we have lost our way. We have lost the real value of our service. So as a result, we are no longer six-figure individuals, because there was a time when the barber and the hairstylist had a lot of the wealth in many communities. But that's gone today. And why is it gone? Because the thinking of the barber, the thinking of the hairstylist, the thinking of the industry. Let's talk about hairstylists. Many hairstylists, where do you get your pricing from? You get your pricing and you're trying to compete with who? The kitchen hairdresser. The young lady who's doing hair just as a pastime. She wants to pass time, so she's doing hair. So in passing that time, what happens is she's doing hair for a price, and now that same individual who may not like the way her hair is done will come to you as a professional and say to you, oh, I want you to fix my hair. And when you tell her the price that you want for the quality of service that she's looking for, what does she say to you? She say, well, so-and-so was only going to charge me X, Y, or Z. So what do? Because you're continuously hearing individuals saying that so-and-so was going to charge me this, you begin to become competitive with non-professionals. And what do I mean by non-professional? Someone who has not gone to school. Someone who has not committed themselves to their craft. Someone who is not reliable in what they're doing. Someone who does not have consistency in the quality and the professionalism. So you're competing against this individual And last but least, and most importantly, someone who doesn't even have a license. This individual has never gone to school, but what are they doing? They're determining the value of services that we offer. Let's talk about weaves. When you think about a weave, let's talk about that glue-in weave. Where did the glue-in weave come from? We all know that if you glue hair into a head, that it's going to destroy the follicles, the cuticle. All of these things are going to be destroyed because of the glue. And eventually it's going to leave the person who's gluing hair into their head bald. But this was something that was started in a kitchen. This is something that became notorious on a back porch. This is something that you could find being done in a bathroom. Now people are actually doing those things, and then you're having to compete and deal with the pricing from individuals who are doing what? They're just trying to make a hustle. So they have taken your livelihood and devalued it because they have convinced some people, because yes, not everyone wants to pay the professional, that it's nice to come into my home and I can do your hair for nearly nothing. But look at the condition and look at the state of the hair of black women. Remember, this video is for everyone, but we're talking about black women and black women hair care. Why is their hair in the condition that it is? Why do we necessarily need weaves? Because we have gotten away from the professionalism of the craft. We have gotten away from the quality and the education and the science that will produce healthy hair. What I'm telling you is, consider our class of the six-figure mind, because in this class of the six-figure mind, I'm going to show you how you can make six figures by using the skills that you have acquired as a professional hairstylist, as a professional barber. Because what you know is that once you bring a client in and you show that individual that you can take care of their hair, you can take care of their skin, you can take care of their nails, you can take care of their feet, because there's nothing worse than walking around with your corns and bunions on fire all day and then going into a salon and there's someone there to pamper you, relax your feet, and allow you to walk out of there feeling good. So in the six-figure mind, I teach you how to think about, how do I become a six-figure individual? Is a six-figure life really possible for me? At the Institute of High-End Groomers, we groom you for success. So what you're going to see is we have several courses coming. The first one that we're releasing is the six-figure mind. And for those barbers, those stylists, those individuals who are interested in making six figures, this course is for you, because through the teaching of the monetization of self, you don't have to be a barber or a stylist for me to show you the roadmap on how you can become that six-figure individual. So what I want to do, I want to thank you guys for listening, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I want you to look out for our upcoming courses that you will find on our website. You can catch us at www.itsagthing.com, and you'll see all of the things that we're doing. I want you to consider our products. I want you to consider our bags. I want you to consider our combs, consider our razors. Just consider us for the needs that you need to build your six-figure income and become successful. So again, it's L. Fitzgerald Lester from It's a G Thing, the hottest salon in the country and the coolest barber in the land. I want to thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again soon on our channel. So if you like what you're hearing and you want more of it, like our page, comment, leave us questions, give me topics that you want to know about. Help me to help you build that six-figure income. Help me to help you monetize yourself such that you no longer need a job. You no longer require an employer and ultimately you become an employer. So again, it's L. Fitzgerald Lester. I want to thank you, and I hope to see you soon.